It's here! Apple Music Classical app has finally arrived today, and we're going to take a look at it. If you saw my preview video, then you'll know I had some questions about this app. So coming up, I'm going to reveal the top 3 questions that I have about this and give you the answers. And also stay tuned to the end, because I'll give you my reason why I'm still not yet convinced. So let's get into this. So if you didn't watch the preview video, then why not? Go and take a look. Here's the link. But just to cover the basics, so it's an Apple Classical app solely dedicated to that genre, and it's included with your Apple subscription, so you don't have to pay anything extra for it. And I want to clear up one thing that came up from the previous video. So I said that the Apple Music Classical app was only going to be available on iPhone. So here's why I said that. If you go and have a look at the Apple Store and you look at the Apple Classical app, when you look at the particular section where it says the compatibility with this app, it only shows iPhone. So that's why I said it was only available on iPhone. But a couple of you made some comments and said it was available on the iPad. That made me go and have a look at my own iPad, of course. And when you actually look at the App Store on the iPad, yes, it was there available for preview download. But now, today, it's been released. We can actually have a look and see what that is. And I can confirm it's not actually a native iPad app. It's an iPhone app that runs on the iPad. So as you can see, it's the size of the iPhone app, but on the iPad. Not ideal, actually, if that's the device that you use most regularly. But it is available, just not natively. So question 1, what does it look like? So the interface, unsurprisingly, looks like the standard Apple Music app. It has the same functions, it has the same features, and along the bottom bar, it has the same menu options. The only item it is missing is the radio option, which you find in the normal Apple Music app. Maybe Apple will bring this as a later addition if they decide to launch their own classical channel, is a potential. But it's reassuringly the same as the music app. So once you open the app, you don't get confused, you don't have to learn anything new. If you're familiar with your standard Apple Music app, you won't find any difficulty in using this. One thing I have seen, when you scroll down a little way, you can see that recently played section. So obviously this will show you anything that you've recently played within this app, but it will also show you anything that you've recently played in your music app. So if you look at mine here, for instance, it shows you that I have played a couple of items from Lucienne, and if you don't know why I've done that, then here's a video, because I've recommended her album. But it also shows you that I've played her album from a playlist, my album of the week playlist, along with the standard album from the standard search function. So it's interesting that playlist items come over, and also recently played items come over from the standard music app. So question 2, one of the big things that Apple were really hyping about this app is the search functionality. So they were saying that you can search by different genre within the classical range. You can also search by composer. You can also browse through the different periods, the different conductors. And so the search functionality is much more improved than the standard Apple Music app. So when I've been going through this, I found it a lot easier to find the music that I want to find. I've also found it a lot easier to find new music, which I think is really, really useful to people that aren't traditionally a classical music listener. They can search the catalogue using a whole host of different methods that you don't normally find in the music app, which is great. You can also search via instrument, which is a really unique feature, which I think is a fantastic item. So question 3, how big is the catalogue? So Apple have boasted 5 million tracks. So I did a little comparison recently. I found an article from classicalmusic.com. I'll leave the link to that below so you can go and have a look for yourself, which shows the 15 weirdest works of classical music. I thought I'd go and take a look to see if we could find them. I found all but one of those items within the Apple Classical app, but I also found them all in the standard Apple Music app. The catalogue is the same. So how good the catalogue is, only time will tell, and only those of you that are true classical aficionados will be able to understand that. I myself, I'm a casual listener to classical music, and I probably won't be able to find an item that is missing. It will probably fit all of my basic needs. So if your main question wasn't one of those top 3, then please leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get back and answer your questions for you. So why am I not convinced, I hear you ask? Well, I know it's a good thing for music. I know it's great for classical enthusiasts, but I just don't understand why. Why bother? So if the quality of the music is the same, if the catalogue is the same, if the functionality is the same, the layout is the same, the only thing going for it that I can see is the search functionality, which is brilliant, by the way. But why not put that in the standard music app with all the other genres? I'm not quite convinced yet that this will help people to find more classical music and use the app more than the regular music app to find their music. One of the examples of this is that when you actually look in the music app and you search for a particular artist, like I have done, there's a section there that gives a write-up about it, as you can see. It gives me information about that particular artist and that particular piece of work. If you go and look at the classical app, that information isn't there. So if you're new to classical music, or you're not an aficionado, or you want more information about a particular artist, there's actually more for you in the Apple Music app, because you get a description about the item you're just about to listen to. So yes, whilst I'm not 100% convinced, I am going to use this app. We'll test it and use it for a month, see how we get on. I'll do a review after a month and let you know what I think of it. So what do you guys think about it so far? Have you had a chance to download and use the app? Have you found anything that has surprised you about it? Have you not found a piece of music that you wanted to find in there which surprised you? And if you weren't an Apple Music subscriber, will this make you an Apple Music subscriber because you want this new functionality, this new feature, this new method of searching through the classical genre? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to get your feedback from you. So get involved in the comments, but also head over to the community section on my channel where there's a number of polls there that you can see you can take part in. One of them is specifically about the Apple Music app. If you appreciate this video, then I would appreciate a thumbs up from you, because I was up late last night prepping for this, you know. But thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next edition of Album of the Week.